Good morning, guys. I just wanted to come on here to quickly make this video to talk about a few things I have seen, and it's just basically about the kind of businesses that win and the kind of businesses that lose in 2026. Now, it used to be said that 9 out of 10 businesses fail after a year or two, or in the first 5 years. But we're starting to see that a lot of the reasons why a lot of these businesses fail is because they usually don't have a playbook on how to succeed in their niche or in their industry, and they almost or totally rely on trials and error. But we are living in very interesting times where people or businesses can now leverage data, and it's not just data you find on the internet, but you can create systems that record data for you to actually know what actually works and what isn't working in your business. And then when you find out what works, you're able to scale that up and turn that into your business process. And a lot of businesses who fail to actually implement things like this would definitely not win in this current age or this current time that we find ourselves in. So if you own a business or you're building a business, it is very important that you're able to have defined sets of data that helps direct your business decisions. Okay, and if you maybe are in a new niche or in a new industry that doesn't have so much data, especially when you're coming from within the African ecosystem, where for a very long time we were not used to data keeping, data recording. But now, we have so many tools, so many automation tools that can record every step of our business process, right? And we can look at that whole thing. We can even leverage AI to analyze those data and tell us what is actually working so that we can scale what works. Because a lot of the times we see businesses just putting a lot of money in their business, right? Without verifying that they have an actual business process that can give them the kind of results they want. But now we're able to see that businesses who know how to leverage data and automation can now scale up, their business in a profitable way. Because guess what? If $1 million times zero is still zero, right? So before you think of investing so much money in a business or in an idea, you can easily validate it with, a prototype or a sample, right? Using business data. And then when you see what works, that's when you double the momentum, or you double down and scale up whatever is working. So we're living in truly interesting times, and I believe that businesses who are awaking to this new reality will definitely be the first people to make so much money and reduce the amount of failure rate and just wasted resources. Because one of the pains of owning a business is and seeing it fail is that you pour so much resources into the business, and yet you're not able to see the kind of results that you want to see. So right now we live in a very, very, very amazing time where businesses can leverage automation, AI, data to make predefined decisions, predictable results, right? And also recurring results, because if they are predictive means you can redo that. Like, I know somebody used to tell me before that any success that you cannot replicate isn't success. So the only time you know that your business has become successful or profitable is when you have sets of predictable tasks that when you do that, you can produce the same results over and over and over again. So that's a criteria I like to use to know a business that actually works and a business that will definitely succeed in the next 5-10 years. So if you're not leveraging data and AI automation as a business person, then you are leaving a lot of money on the table, and you're opening the room for a higher failure rate and one of the most painful thing, which is wasting resources, because resources is very scarce. So you must ensure that every single resource you're spending on your business, you're able to get a return on that particular investment or resource that you're expending. All right. And so I just wanted to just talk about this. I just woke up actually, but it was just something in my head, and I felt like I just wanted to share that because we're living in the age of solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, everybody's starting a business, startups here and there. But the foundation is very important, right? It's not just the idea, but implementation and the execution of the idea. That's what separates winners from losers in 2026 and beyond. And so if you gain some value from this, let me know what you also think. Sorry, I'm looking all crazy. I just wanted to, it was just something in my head, and I just wanted to come on here, not fancy anything, no mics, nothing, just just distill what was in my head. And I'm also just practicing how to start to document a few things, because I just think it's fun, and I think it's just a habit I'm trying to form, right? And I just want to get used to always, speaking on camera. So let me know if you gain some value from this. Comment, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in another video. Bye.